Fire die again. Fire die. Fire die.
Oh my god.
Fire die again. What happened?
Fucking abuse.
Where are you? Fuck all over there. I come.
Fire die. Fire die dog.
Easy.
Imagine bro, I eating and you still dying. You are pathetic. Kill yourself.
Yeah, you are fucking pathetic.
Kill
You don't
yourself,
have
you
aim, bro.
fucking dog.
Oh no, EMP, tier 0, no. Stop, I cannot play my mortar build, no. Bye bye.
Easy.
Oh my god, bro.
Look, aim at the tower. Come back, turret. I can foam the guy in the tower, you know?
Wait, let me get a better position for that. Okay, yeah, go. I'm ready. That is why they put foam in the game. I want to go for a hand shot with this guy. One more.
Good job. Good job. Watch out because maybe someone will come from behind, you know?
Another one down.
Good job. You want to be finished? One pushing.
Yeah, on the left. Don't peek him.
I foamed him. Bro, what the fuck? Who is shooting me?
Got him.
Got him. I need to use that. Okay, no, I will not use the
Me too. I have finisher. I can aim with my gun. Go back.
I finished him. Wait.
Go back. Play life.
I wanted to finish him. He's 1 HP.
Okay, it's okay. That's
why. Don't
I have crit because I prop finisher.
Yeah, I know. Just wanted to finish him.
Behind.
Good shot. Dead. What the fuck? Okay, Jump is trying to snipe. Let me see his build. Yeah, bleed with Famous.
Traded.
Yeah, coming. Gonna revive you. They're reviving him, so I can revive you. Just look
Oh my
behind
god.
me. They're pushing, all pushing. I'm gonna...
Bring him up.
Wait.
Dead.
Dead? Bro, this is crazy.
Go back.
I'm gonna kill this guy, bro.
Got him.
What the fuck? got this shot.
It's close range when they push you up there, up that ramp. You can actually defend.
Can we destroy the hive, or we leave it there? Let's leave it 1 HP. Okay, it's 1 HP, don't shoot it. When they push, I just destroy it, so they don't have it. No, I got sniped! Who the fuck sniped me? Ah, for red. Yeah, just go, just go, just go. You can stay here. Try to don't fucking die so we can kill them fast. Easy.
There's his
What is
elbow.
he?
He's dead. He's on the left, he's on the left, he's on the left.
Wait, we can kill him. We can. Let's fucking straight up push him.
Okay.
Like, I found him.
We've got a guy on the left, we've got a guy
Okay,
on
no,
the
no,
left
we
as
can't,
well.
we can't. Switch off.
Dead.
Okay, one dead.
One more on the left, one more on the left.
The one
Power.
on the right is full red.
Oh, I didn't even see him. I didn't even see him. He's dead. He's dead. Go, go, go. No one on the left.
Dead.
Got him. Nice.
Bro. Same is full red. No, seriously. One is on me. One is on me. Wisp player.
Yeah, I got one on me as well.
I think it's. I don't know if it's X-Way20 or the other guy. X-Way20 went drop.
I hit Giamp 3 times in the hand in a row.
Did you kill him?
No.
Do you need help? Okay, I can come. I have a full armor, it's pointless to stay here, I just come to you. Take a man, take a man, take a man.
Yeah, he's gonna push me here.
Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Take a man. Easy. I'm with you.
Okay.
We have like full blown. Oh my god, that shot!
In the hand again.
Oh mio dio!
I missed him.
Oddio! No, è perché ti sto piccando da destra e tu lo vedi dietro lo scudo, questo è the thing.
Da dove gioca quello che sta con te, Elia?
Can I tell... Wait, aspetta un secondo. Posso dirgli chi sei?
Chi è quello lì?
Can I tell them who you are?
No.
So I can come to you. How many players you have?
Yeah, everyone, what's going on? And I want to bring to you one of the best sniper builds I think I've ever made, if not the best sniper build that I've ever made. It is the one-shot sniper Nemesis server build, and this is it right here. This is the main version that I use right here. So we're going to be using the Nemesis. Secondary will be a FAMAS, and sidearm will be the card, named card. There will be a few alternatives. I'll show you a few variations of the build, and yeah, let's begin. So you're making a sniper build for PvP. What is the number one piece that you should be looking for? Well, there are people that use glass cannon, and there are 6 red sniper builds, but this is a tanky sniper build. It is designed for you to not die to the bullshit that the server brings upon you. Number one thing that a sniper hates: fire or other status effects. Number 2 things that sniper builds don't like: mortar, sticky, and other explosive. They don't deal 1.8 million. It's very rare for you to get one-tapped by a mortar or a sticky bomb or a firefly. Okay, traps will still get you. So this build can withstand explosive builds. It can withstand status builds. It can withstand sniper builds, and well, anything bar an experienced big shield player. But that is why you run this in a team. You stay way back to the point where you put your main DPS crit players in front of you. You sit behind them. The crit players take out the shield. You snipe the player when the shield is broken. And as long as you have your team set up right, this is one of the strongest builds to have in a server fight against, you know, experienced rogue police, because sometimes a server becomes so difficult. People are using glass cannon, they're using fire, they're using status, they're using explosive builds, and it gets to the point where you cannot just run your regular DPS builds. They do not cut it. You need a build like this. One, this build has the firepower to one-shot anyone, no matter how tanky they are. 2.1 million with 3 adrenaline rush procs, you will still one-tap them, because the Nemesis is capable of that. Yes, you will need to charge your focus. Yes, you will need to have a fully stacked Nemesis. You will probably even need to have a couple group buffs. But that's the point. If you're tackling these kinds of servers, you need to have all of that. Team synergy is the most important thing that you need to get sorted and get right before you go out of the door out into the safe room to tackle that server once again. You're group wiped, you need to go back to the drawing board. This is one of the best builds to select from the list of all builds to tackle such servers. The pristine example. Named Araldi chess piece. Perfect focus, gives you 10% more than regular focus. Number one piece you want to have, you get it from playing PvE. I advise, if you're capable of doing it, do Legendary Summit. If not, just crank out, Heroic Solo Summit. Second most important piece is going to be the Night Watcher. This one is available only in the Dark Zone. If you can get Gilla in the DZ, then yeah, hardcore grind that and get this piece. You're going to want to roll that with blue, or you want to have at least 4 blues in the build, so yeah. Blue core ideally, has protection with a headshot mod. Third most important piece is going to be the gift. Again, this is something that most of you should have by now, but again, it's only available in the Dark Zone. You're going to want to roll that with hazard and headshot. I have a red, I used to have a blue one, but that was before the optimization station. But yeah, like I said, you want 4 blue, 2 red, juggle your pieces however they fit. Now these 3 pieces are a little more open in regards to what you can run. I used to run double walker here because I had, blue hazard headshot walker pieces, but I have since changed them because I noticed my one-shot potential was quite a bit higher than most people I was shooting, so I had basically surplus red damage numbers, so I decided to drop it for more crit chance because I found that people giving me a bigger challenge were people running big shields, and on PC big shield is very, very popular, and in order to one-shot them to the hand you need body shot damage. But since this is a headshot build, I thought, well, maybe I can benefit from 20 crit chance. So the main way I'm running it now is with the Cheska, and because I already have one prof, a second prof is giving me another 10% crit chance, putting my crit chance on the Nemesis at 39.5. And if you have a Coyote on the team, you'd be looking at 40 or even max crit chance. Yeah, your crit damage ain't high, but it doesn't matter. It's enough to one-shot a 3 blue player with a full focus and full Nemi charge, which again, when you're fighting full servers, you're holding angles, you're going to be in your scope. And if you didn't know, right, once you're looking through your scope and you charge your focus, you have within a second of letting go of ADS to re-aim and keep it up. It'll only charge while you are ADS, but you can keep the stack by just tapping ADS as you move. You lose a bit of movement speed, but yeah, you can see I did it a bit badly. You want to make sure you aim in for a bit longer. And then you can preserve your buff while you relocate. You can even drop skills and use your pulse while relocating, keeping your focus stack alive. And of course, when you're running, that's it, you got to forfeit the stack, that's fine. But at least you can keep your stack active. So, what other pieces can you run here? I recommend Fox's Prayer because really there's not much else to run. If you're not a chest swapper, you're probably going to need to run Jarl. You can run it like this if you want to keep the crit chance, or what you can do is put the Foxes and the Contractor like this, and then run the Jarl there. The reason I mentioned chest swapping is because the everyday carrier is going to give you an extra 50% specialization bonus, and with sharpshooter you get 20% bleed and burn res. With an extra 50% you get 10 more, so 30% bleed and burn res. That is why I main this build with 70 Hasbro, because once you use that medkit you get 20 seconds of fire immunity and bleed immunity. Bleed will stop those crit damage bleed players from dealing crazy amounts of damage. If you are the first target they shoot, you're going to be able to counter their wicked, and you're always going to be able to counter their sadist after you've used that medkit. Then with fire, in server fights, you're going to have a lot of people chucking fire grenade, fire sticky, fire starter. It doesn't matter. Even fire holster some people use. Once you've used that medkit, you are immune to fire. You can sit in a fire grenade and still snipe people back. They won't expect it. People are so used to relying on the fire grenade in terms of incapacitating a sniper, because I mean, how many times have you seen a sniper with ability to be completely immune to fire? You ain't seen it. I guarantee you ain't seen it. Even other snipers, what do I do when other people bring out snipers against me? I go pulse race, because most other snipers are going to be running a pulse, and you go 3 Jarl with these 3 pieces that you cannot change, and with these 3 Jarl pieces you preserve some of that weapon damage, and then you gain the pulse race, putting you at 90%. Now if we look at most people's pulse duration is 10.5. Yeah, because of the 90% pulse race, you'll be pulsed for what is about a second. So you get a blip on people's radar. Now, if you are aware that the enemy is also running a Night Watcher, you know that they're going to be pulsing every 10 seconds or so, right? What you want to do if you want to outsmart another sniper, because that is a situation that will arise, you want to learn the cycle of their pulse, relocate to a position that you want them to think you will be at or snipe from. So when they pulse you, right, stay there for a second, then relocate. Drop that decoy, find another location, pull out your sniper, okay? Make sure that you keep your pulse. I only did that for the demonstration. Pulse them back, and then now you have the advantage on them. And it's going to be a lot of cat and mouse if you're playing another decent sniper. A lot of cat and mouse, but hey, it's more important for you to stay alive for your team than it is for you to challenge that sniper, you know, ego chow that bitch. You don't want to do that. Unless you're really confident and the other sniper isn't as good as you, then by all means go ahead. But if you're fighting another decent sniper, you're going to play it smart, okay? Use the mechanics at your disposal. Play your build right. Another way that you can help yourself to fight these snipers is, let's say you're not running the pulse res version. Let's say you're running Walker and Walker like I ran my original version. You could actually run a Murakami. Now I don't have the Murakami that I want, but I do have an Emperor's Guard. You don't want to use Emperor's Guard on this build, but let's say I could find a Murakami with hazard and headshot. Well, looking at our pulse duration now, it's 12.2, but if you're smart and you hold out the card when you pop the pulse, you get an even longer duration, 13.9. That means that your pulse is going to be up for 7 seconds in PvP, because most people aren't going to have pulse res. With the 50%, that's going to halve your duration to 7 seconds with a cooldown of 9. Cooldown's more like 11 or 12, because, you know, when you proc it, 0, 1, 2. So it's like 2.5 seconds before your pulse actually goes on cooldown. So, you know, from about 7 seconds uptime and 5 seconds downtime, you are going to be able to see enemy players. However, I just don't have the right piece, so I just mained the Fox's Prayer for the additional damage. But of course, that does come at the cost of a prayer set bonus and an attribute, because it ain't running rifle, and that, yeah, takes place of the headshot damage that would otherwise be there. Which is why Fox's Prayer and Contractor's Gloves, even for a damage build like this, isn't quite best in slot. It is a good option, but it isn't best in slot. Now, if you find yourself missing too many shots with the sniper, and you find yourself falling back to your AR quite frequently, you're going to notice that, well, unless you're hitting all headshots, your AR does next to no damage. You don't have a shield to block body shot damage, so crit damage players are going to walk all over you. You are not an assault rifle player. You are a sniper player that can assist with the team in regards to, you know, beaming the, you know, someone that your teammate is already got aggro on by beaming them in the head from the side or the back. That's what the FAMAS is there for. So, how have I kitted the FAMAS? Well, crit chance, and if you don't mind the recoil, go with crit chance. But because this is a headshot only build and you deal no damage to the body, I just stick on the stability just to keep my recoil low, so that it's a little easier to nail ahead at, you know, ranges such as this. I don't have a problem controlling the FAMAS on a regular build, damage build, without the AR is supposed to be used on. For example, when I have a shield, but because I'm going decoy and pulse as a sniper, yeah, you need to be careful with the FAMAS. You are not going to win 1v1s with this, alright? You need to play smart. If you want to win 1v1s with the FAMAS, you are going to need to adopt the chest swap. So what I recommend you do is you take some damage. What you want to do is chest swap into a blue hazard headshot. I don't have it, and then of course make sure that you have the mod on it already before you do this. Then you can come out of your chest piece from the Araldi, which you will no longer be using, for the Fenris that you will be benefiting from. And then now with a Fenris, okay, you can proc pulse. The guy's probably going to push you because you are a sniper. They'll feel confident. You can get peeker's advantage with vigilance, and make sure you pop your pulse around the corner. You can get a few shots off, alright, maybe break line of sight again, drop your decoy, and then go for another round of DPS. You can, if you adopt this style of play, win 1v1s against other AR players. But yeah, I understand there are still many people today who do not want to do chest swap, even though this literally adds to the skill gap, because you've changed what is basically a sniper build into a slightly weaker than usual AR build, whilst retaining the hazard protection. So now that I've showed you a few different ways of running this, why do I run the card? Well, obviously you do get the extra skill tier, but if you don't have the card or don't want to use the card, I highly advise you use a D50. It's actually a good, pistol in and of itself. It does very high damage, and especially if you're sniping someone, right, and you just didn't quite one-shot them, you can actually just pull out and send a quick one tap down range for quite a decent amount of damage. It's likely going to finish someone off who's weak, and at the same time as finishing them off, you're going to be able to proc your finisher. But of course, for that you will need to finish the player on the ground, and then when you swap back to your AR and you proc that in-sync, not only are you going to have finisher your in-sync active, sorry, but you're going to be looking at max crit chance, 95 crit damage, and 160 headshot damage. That puts you in a very competitive situation. You can actually then beam people with the AR and just go into AR mode for a few moments. Hell, what you could even do is take out someone's decoy, go back, chest swap into a Fenris, walk out, and then you are basically an AR player. And then in the fight, you've gone from a sniper build to AR player. And another thing that I started doing as well is I started doing the tardy swap. Basically, whenever a teammate of mine's armor is depleted, if you stick on a tardigrade, it'll give them the armor, even though it does state when the armor breaks. How this chest piece is actually working is it is always looking for an armor bar that has been broken, not one that will break but has been broken. Is it intended? I do not know, but this is how the game works. It's another way that you can help your team as a sniper player, and in fact, even without the Everaldi and the 5th blue, you can still one-shot with the sniper, but you are going to need to fully charge the Nemi and maybe get lucky with a crit. However, if you are running with group buffs, you're probably going to be able to still one-shot people. However, again, you know, if you're not into the whole chest swapping thing, another thing that you can do here is you can actually main tardigrade as a sniper player, right? I don't have the Heraldi on me, I don't think. I should have brought it with me. Let's just pretend I have an Heraldi glove, right? I have Wyvern. Let's just pretend that's Heraldi, okay? You can run Fox Contractor, Heraldi, Tardigrade, 2 red, 4 blue, and you can still one-shot players. It's insane. Like, that's how good the Nemesis is you can help your team with Pulse, with Tardigrade, and still one-shot enemies whilst retaining a good, healthy amount of hazard protection. Now are you starting to see how strong these builds can be? Anyway, that's going to be pretty much it for the build now. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely give it a go. And I look forward to fighting some people in the Dark Zone wearing my own build. I do really enjoy fighting my own builds, really. And yeah, if you've got decent aim, this build will definitely serve you right. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it. In a bit.
But hazard builds don't work, Crypto. What are you talking about, bro? Like, imagine surviving a tier 6 sticky. You've got no skill. You use hazard, bro.
Just follow me on Twitch and like the video. Subscribe for more.